seventh chapter. And seventh chapter is exactly what we talk about. The chapter title is Naveen bhai bol bhi rehte in the beginning. Gyan Vigyan Yog. Title Bhagwan ne nahi bola tha. It's given by our Acharya, but for a reason. Because in the seventh chapter, up to sixth chapter, Bhagwan talked about only by Arjun. Arjun, you have to do this. This is karma, this is gyan, and this is atma sanyam. How do you utilize gyan and karma in building your own spiritual personality? Up to sixth chapter, that is done. Seventh chapter, but we saw at the end of the sixth chapter, Arjun asked Bhagwan, the Manahi Krishna, Chanchal Krishna, how do I control? How do I meditation? Like man is running around. And then he gave the method. But then Bhagwan realizes that meditate on what? So he said, okay, I'll tell you who meditate on what. So that's why Bhagwan says, okay, I'll describe my Swarup. My Swarup is not just Krishna Swarup, which is it's Swarup of the divine or divinity. And that's where 7th chapter started. So we finished 25th Shlok. We'll just go back to 25th and try to, hopefully we can conclude 7th chapter today. So last time we finished 25th Shlok of 7th chapter, which is a Gyan Vigyan Yog. And Gyan Vigyan means Gyan is to know, and Vigyan is when the knowledge becomes wisdom or realization. Then we can say it is a Vigyan. That's in simple terms. And that's why Bhagwan is telling here that there is a Apara Prakriti, lower nature. And simple example, this tree is also me. This tree is born out of me, in very simple terms. This is Prakriti. But this is my manifestation. This is not me. But through tree, you have to reach me. Yeah, there is an Apara Prakriti. So reaching from Apara Prakriti to Para Prakriti is Gyan Vigyan. That's the 7th chapter. So we'll just repeat 25th and then move forward. 7th chapter of 25th Shlok of 7th chapter. Naham prakashah sarvasya.
Naham prakashah sarvasya.
Yogamaya samavratah.
Yogamaya samavratah.
Mudo ayam nabhijanati.
Mudoyam nabhijanati.
Loko mam jam avyayam.
Loko mama jam avyayam. तथा अपनी योग माया से छुपा हुआ मैं सबके प्रत्यक्ष नहीं होता हूं, इसलिए यह अज्ञानी मनुष्य मुझ जन्म रहित अविनाशी परमात्मा को तत्व से नहीं जानता है, अर्थात मेरे को जन्मने मरने वाला समझता है.
Wheeled by Yoga Maya, which is the illusion born of the union of the three gunas, I am not manifest to all. This deluded world knows me not, the unborn, the imperishable.
Yeah, so this very simple, but it's one thing Bhagwan has said, which is a message for that we are all deluded because of the Maya. And the Maya is also Bhagwan's Maya, it's not somebody else. So Bhagwan says, because of you are deluded, you don't see me in Tattvata. The whole essence of this chapter is that in the beginning also Bhagwan says, Kaschin Mam Veti Tattvata. Very few people know me in essence. The whole purpose of this shlok is simply saying that you are all deluded and you don't know me or essence or any essence of anything because you're deluded. So Bhagwan says that that's because of my Maya. We'll continue 26 shlok in the same continuation, right? So before that, what in this part, now remaining part, Bhagwan is going to describe. There are two things all of us, and in fact, there is a journal of psychology, American Journal of Psychology, whatever. So they also say that there are a number of weaknesses we all have, human being. Which is very common to all the human beings, or maybe the people who are from medicine field, they know more about that. So what if you read that, there are multiple things, but two things. All of us have fear because of whatever our nature and DNA, all those things. One is the sickness or the old age or decay in the body, because we all know that I'm getting weaker and weaker. अभी थोड़ी देर हम बात कर रहे थे कि we cannot शिवाम जी बोल रहे थे कि अब travel is reduced because of we cannot take it, and that's a human nature, right? And So we all fear that there is a death. Fear of death is sabko hi hota hai, like, and very few people, and that's the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, that at the end Bhagwan says ki, how do you overcome the fear of death and decay? There are other things also, security and other things, but these two are common to all of us, and he's going to address in remaining part. Because purpose of this teaching, Bhagwan is saying योग माया व्यवहार की धीरे से उनको बताना है कि योग माया से बाहर आ जाओ, तो all the fear, all this confusion, delusion about कि जिंदा है मर जाएंगे, that's why Arjun has that कि भीष्म मर जाएंगे और कोई हो जाएंगे और मुझे पाप लगेगा, and this is all Bhagwan is saying, your confusion, Arjun. So, but we'll go to detail, but that's the part Bhagwan is going to conclude 7th chapter with, not chapter but the subject matter. So we'll go to 26. Vedaham samatitani
वेदाहं समतीतानि
vartamanani cha Arjuna
वर्तमानानि चार्जुन
bhavishyani cha bhutani
भविष्याणि च भूतानि
mam tu vedana kaschana.
माम तु वेद न कश्चन। और हे अर्जुन, पूर्व में व्यतीत हुए और वर्तमान में स्थित तथा आगे होने वाले सब भूतों को मैं जानता हूं, परंतु मेरे को कोई भी श्रद्धा भक्ति रहित पुरुष नहीं जानता है।
O Arjuna, I know the beings of the past, present, and future, but no one knows me.
Yeah, so same continuation. Abhi we talked about Krishna Janma. We are all interested in Leela Krishna, Bala Krishna. Oh, कुछ मक्खन खा रहे हैं, कुछ ये तोड़ रहे हैं, और सबको अच्छा लगता है, और बच्चों को तैयार भी कर देते हैं, बंसी, and because it's a lower nature. In this sense, we can say higher nature is Gita Krishna, right? So what is the obstacle between this Bala Krishna to Gita Krishna? Maya. अभी हम लोग in general भी देखें, why, and I give the example, गीता जयंती या गीता पढ़ने वाले 15 लोग होते हैं, right? अभी वैसे भी आप किसी को बुलाए गीता, तो well, चलो भजन ही कर लेते हैं. So what is the problem there? And that's what Bhagwan is saying, the Maya, the clarity, because looks like we are putting an effort, although Bhagwan has said in the Bhagavad Gita, if you nahi jnanena saddasham pavitram he vidyate, there is no purifier better than Gyan. And then Arjuna asked, it is difficult. So Bhagwan says, abhyasyantu vairagyan. Abhyas karna padega again and again, vairagyan. You have to give up some of the things. You cannot say that, oh, I want to be a sportsman, and at the same time, I want to be a CEO of Tesla. That's not possible. You cannot be CEO of Tesla and at the same time you're representing US in Olympics. You have to choose one, right? So you cannot do that. So that's what Bhagwan is saying. It is not that difficult, but you think, oh, I can just enjoy the world and then have the knowledge. Bhagwan says, no, abhyasen tu vairagya. So vairag is very key word there. And vairag doesn't mean just give up things. There is a saying that happiness and richness can stay together. Happiness and richness can stay together. Even if richness goes, happiness remains in that condition. See, the problem is that the richness giving me the happiness, then there is no happiness. Because the moment riches goes, you are unhappy. So they say that you can still be happy whether I am rich or not. That's what entire Bhagavad Gita is, samatvam yoga uchyate. Labha labho jaya jayo. Whether I have loss or I have gain, it doesn't disturb me. Samatvam, I am same peaceful. So Bhagwan, that's what this shlok exactly. But that's what he's saying. This I know, the whole thing, but you don't know because of Maya. That's a simple term. So we'll go to 27. These are related, but we'll go to 27 shlok because we have to reach to the final shlok where the message is, right? So 27 shlok. Ichha dvesh samuttena.
इच्छा द्वेष समुत्थेन
Dvanda mohena bharata.
द्वंद्व मोहेन भारत
Sarvabhutani sammoham.
सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहम
Sagre yanti parantapa.
अग्रे यान्ति परन्तप। क्योंकि हे भरतवंशी अर्जुन, संसार में इच्छा और द्वेष से उत्पन्न हुए सुख दुखादि द्वंद्व रूप मोह से संपूर्ण प्राणी अति अज्ञानता को प्राप्त हो रहे हैं. वेरी गुड.
O Bharata, by the delusion of the pairs of opposites arising from desire and aversion, all beings are subject to illusion at birth, O Parantapa.
Yeah, so here he is giving a very subtle message, which is very unique to Hindu teaching, that we carry forward things. हमारे यहाँ जो the principle of Punarjanm is that. So Bhagwan is saying this Dvandva means duality. Dvandva means sukha dukh, right? Gain and loss. All there's a duality. That's called Dvandva, right? And that is mohen. And that Dvandva caused the delusion, because I think I am happy or I think I am unhappy. That's a delusion. According to whole Shastra, that's a Maya. That's a Maya. So the moment you are above Sukh and Dukh, the Maya is gone. You're free of Maya. And that's what Bhagwan is saying. And he says, like Sarge means at birth, right? From you carry this in your DNA. Ichha Dvesh, same thing. I desire and I don't desire something. So the moment I say I like this, something I don't like, I have already said it's a default statement. The moment I said I enjoy this, that means I don't enjoy something. And we are talking in ethical sense. I'm not talking about the things which are not ethical. So Bhagavan is Sarva Bhutani Samoha. This is called Agyan. Sarva Bhutani deluded. So next श्लोक में भगवान बताएंगे कि आगे क्या करना. But this is a kind of a diagnosis which Bhagwan has already done many times in Bhagavad Gita, but he is just giving the re-diagnosis. This is your problem, Arjun. This is our problem. So then 28 shlok mein, then Bhagwan continues that. Yesham tvanta gatam papam.
येषां त्वन्त गतं पापं
Jananam punyakarmanam.
जनानां पुण्यकर्मणा
Te dvanda moha nirmukta.
ते द्वन्द्वमोह निर्मुक्ता
Bhajante mam dradavratah.
भजन्ते मां दृढ़व्रता. परंतु निष्काम भाव से श्रेष्ठ कर्मों का आचरण करने वाले जिन पुरुषों का पाप नष्ट हो गया है, वे राग द्वेष आदि द्वंद्व रूप मोह से मुक्त हुए और दृढ़ निश्चय वाले पुरुष मेरे को सब प्रकार से भजते हैं.
But those men of virtuous deeds whose sins have come to an end, they, freed from the delusion of pairs of opposites, worship me with firm resolve.
Okay, so very, very important. There is a lot of time this pap word is used in Bhagavad Gita also, pap. So here Bhagavad Gita Krishna is not talking pap means you have killed an animal by mistake, or you did something, some inadvertent mistake, you said something to someone inadvertently, we say, oh, this is a pap. Or Bhagwan Mandir mein there is a Satyanarayan Katha going on, you forgot to take the prasad because of, oh, there's a pap. No, he's not talking that pap. In Gita term or Gita Krishna, according to pap means anytime you are deviating from dharma, anytime you are doing adharma, that is pap. And what is dharma? Very simple, the prescribed duty. All of us, we all know, especially we're all, even uneducated people know that. It's not question of just educated. Sometimes educated people know less than not so educated people. So we all know what is right to be done. And the moment I don't do what I am supposed to do, that's a pap. That's it. ये prasad lena और ये सब तो secondary. These are all. There was a reason to say that, but the purpose here is. So Bhagwan is saying the punya karmana, jo nishkam karmo ka acharan. Now he is again coming back to nishkam means all the actions are done for loka sangraha. The moment we talked about that, the entire charitra of Bhagwan Krishna, entire life is full of the stories, full of the events, which is for lok sangraha. That's what we have to learn from Krishna. That's the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. That is what I always give example of Aurobindo or Vivekananda or Gandhiji or Tilak or a lot of scholars. They all used Bhagavad Gita for what they did for the society, for the nation or that time. I don't think today's people even need to do that. I mean, that commitment, that sacrifice is not required, but still, to make life better, to make society better, we can still continue to do what they did. Loka Sangra. And that's what Bhagwan is saying. The moment your pap is, the adharma is reduced. Of course, I mean, if I'm not doing adharma, I'm automatically doing dharma. It's like that. So negation, eliminating, right? And that is Bhagwan said, Dvanda moha vimukta. Dvanda means again likes and dislikes. Bhagwan ko bhi bahut pyara hai, Gita ko bhi. Likes and dislikes is the biggest problem we have in life. Bhagwan says, but kaise hoga? Dradvrata. You have to be determined to do that. Again, going back to abhyas and vairagya. If we combine these two words, abhyas and vairagya, that one word will come out vrat. If we join these two words, the answer will be vrat. Vrat ka matlab ye hota abhyas and vairagya. You cannot have a vrat. Vrat means not simple upvas. Even simple upvas, if I decide not to eat today, whatever reason, Ekadashi, I'm determined. That's abhyas. And then vairagya. Even if I should not, हम सभी व्रत करते हैं जिन्होंने भी किया है. I remember when I was a kid, हमारे घर में ये करो मत करो, उससे बहुत खराब लगता था. वो खुशबू भी बहुत आती थी, अरे कुछ बन रहा है. As we grow up, all of us grew up in Hindu households. Now I don't feel like. I'm joyful. आज जन्माष्टमी है तो सुबह से मन करता है कि आज नहीं खाना है. I mean, I'm enjoying that. नहीं भोजन करना. That is Dradavrat. But that comes through abhyas and vairagya. Our parents, our ancestors have put in effort to come up with these kind of model that we should, if we are not enjoying that, then we are not graduating. We are a dropout from middle school or prime, as I said, Janmashtami. So we have to graduate, and that's what I was saying. But then, Mam Bhajante. फिर ऐसा मुझे जो बचता है, then next श्लोक में भगवान will tell कि उसका क्या होता है. दृढ़ निश्चय and rising above all the Maya. Dvanda means duality means Maya. Rising above Maya, following the Dharma. This is a very, very simple technique. So now the next slok, which is actually the culmination of this chapter's teaching, next two slok. Jara marana mokshaya.
Jara marana mokshaya.
Mama shritya yatanti ye.
Mama shritya yatanti ye.
Te brahma tadvidduhu.
Krishna.
Te brahma tadvidduhu.
Te brahma tadvidduhu.
Kratsnan adhyatma karma chakhilam.
Kratsnim adhyatmam karma chakhilam.
And then we'll read the second one also because they go together.
Okay.
Sadi bhutadi devam mam.
Sadi bhutadi devam mam.
Mam sadhi yagyam cha ye viduh.
Mam sadhi yagyam cha ye viduh.
Prayana kale api cha mam.
Prayana kale api cha mam.
Te vidur yukta chetasah.
Te vidur yukta chetasah. और जो मेरे शरण होकर जरा और मरण से छूटने के लिए यत्न करते हैं, वे पुरुष उस ब्रह्म को तथा संपूर्ण अध्यात्म को और संपूर्ण कर्म को जानते हैं. और जो पुरुष अधिभूत और अधिदैव के सहित तथा अधियज्ञ के सहित सबका आत्मरूप मेरे को जानते हैं, वे युक्त चित्त वाले पुरुष अंतकाल में भी मुझको ही जानते हैं, अर्थात प्राप्त होते हैं.
Those who strive for liberation from old age and death, taking refuge in me, they realize the whole, Brahman, Adhyatma, which is individual self, and all karma. Those who know me with Adibhuta, which is above elements, Adi Deva, above gods, and Adi Yagna, above sacrifice, even at the time of death, they steadfast in mind know me.
Right. So these two shlok, anyway, 8th, because Bhagwan is not saying chapter 7 is over. So हमारे आचार्य ने logical break they have given. So Bhagwan is in these two shlok, what Bhagwan is saying, that's will continue in 8th chapter. Basically, this is the foundation of 8th chapter. And that's what happens. The chapter, some logical end comes and our acharya says the chapter ends. But Bhagwan's teaching is not ending. So let's not worry too much about 8th chapter aa gaya, to 7th chapter chala gaya. Wo to is like just for blessing. But so Bhagavad Gita teaching is not linear. It's not like in middle school and then Bhagavad. That's why we see that Bhagwan is randomly jumping to topics, but he doesn't go away from the whole basic teaching. And the basic teaching is that mohanash. We are all deluded about two things. Deluded about my own identity. I think I am this Sanjay Mehta. I am a man. I am a father. All Naam Roop. That's a delusion. So, and because of that delusion, I am attached to the things. I am myself is impermanent, and I am attached to the further impermanent things, my possessions, and that is the delusion. So the entire teaching, and that's what Arjun's problem is. Arjun was thinking, I am a grandson. I am a warrior. My grandfather, he's a warrior. I'm going to kill. This person is the all that is Naam Roop, which we call it name and form. And that is Sansar. And that is Sansar is nothing but Maya. So the whole teaching is that we have to overcome the Maya. So that's why I'm saying there is no end of chapter kind of thing. But Bhagwan is, so it's not a linear teaching. That abhi ye khatam ho gaya again. Now you have memorized the table of 1 to 10, then the next table 22. No, it's not like that. Bhagwan jumping here and there. And that's what our Acharyas say, then my personal experience also can say that. If you comprehend second and third chapter, they say that, or it is true, you're done. The entire teaching is rest, everything is based on chapter 2 and 3. But अगर आप chapter 2 and 3 आपको समझ में आ गया तो आपको गीता समझ में आ गई कुछ. But chapter 2 and 3, if you don't understand, then rest of the things will not, you will not be able to, because that's where Bhagwan talked about Maya, this identity, Atma Gyan, Karma, everything he has talked about already. Second and third chapter, done. Or rest, everything is built on that. So that's why there's no linear thing. He'll jump here and there. He'll bring second chapter thing here. So here again, he's saying, so as we talked about that, all of us, so Arjun ko bhi, the Jara, and Jara means the old age or decay. Something which is, I am losing. And Maran means death, of course, bodily death. So Bhagwan says, कि मेरे शरण में जो ये दो जो fear है, these are the fear basically. So fear, and why fear? Because these are the limitations of the body, because we know the body has limitation. So to transcend this limitation of old age or fear of old age and the death, Bhagwan says that those who strive hard, yatantah, yatanti. You heard again, yatanti means abhyas and vairag. We have to always supply. जब भी भगवान ने बात करी, the underlying current is abhyas and vairag. So Bhagwan says they take refuge in me. That comes surrender. Which Arjun said, Shadhi Mam Tvam Prapannam. I surrender to you. So surrender is bhakti, as we talked about Janmashtami. Surrender is bhakti. And then realizing my para apara prakriti. That's what he's saying. And knowing me, right? ये जो सब term आई है, when we see Brahman, Adhyatma, Karma, and Adibhut, Adidev, Adi we'll talk in the 8th chapter, they're described very well. But it is all talking about the elemental world, if in simple terms, and Bhagwan. So we know three things in very simple terms. There is a Jeev, which assuming us. There is a Jagat, which is the world of Maya, Bhagwan's created, and there is Jagadish, who is a creator. That's it. And that's what he's saying when he talk about Brahman, Adhyatma. So he's talking about three things: himself, Bhagwan, there is a Jagat, and then you, yourself. Bhagwan says, if by knowing my Parayana Praprakriti, you will come to know all these things. And the moment you come to know all that, is become a Gyan, or Vigyan, we can say. So taking refuge in me, that's what Bhagwan says, Mam Ashrita. Mam Ashrita means coming to me with that surrender ki, abhi मुझसे नहीं होगा. जैसे अर्जुन ने बोला कि अब मुझसे नहीं होगा. शादी माम ताम प्रपन्नम, मैंने I have given up. You guide me now. यत् श्रेयस्यात् निश्चितम ब्रूहि तन्मे. जो confirm, जो मेरे लिए ठीक है, now you prove him is tell me. So that's why माम आश्रितम. And उसके बाद मैंने बताया यतंती, जो मैंने बताया उसको, you do the effort, strive. Then you will know that what is Gyan, what is Brahman, Atma Gyan. Oh, that's the whole purpose of Gita. So you will overcome the Gyan or Maya. So the next, and so first thing is, fear will go away. Or सबसे बड़ी, if 16th chapter will go, 16th chapter में Bhagwan is describing the Devi Sampada, which is the quality of divine qualities or character building traits. I can say the first thing he says Abhayam. तो भगवान को वो भक्त सबसे प्यारा है जिसको भय नहीं है। आप अगर हमें भय है तो हम पूजा कर ही नहीं सकते। एंड देयर आर लॉट ऑफ डिस्कशन ऑन बट विल नॉट गो इनटू दैट। सो द सेकंड 30th श्लोक में भगवान से जो अधिभूत, अधिदेव और अधियज्ञ को मेरे को जान, मेरे से, so in essence he is saying everything is me. जैसे हमने पहले there was a श्लोक which was I think 26 श्लोक which was 27 भगवान says, and that is a wonderful message there, right? We last time we saw that वासुदेव सर्वम इति, सब कुछ वासुदेव है, सब कुछ भगवान है, that's fine, we understand there is a divinity, there is, कोई लोग बोलते हैं वो like the sports people also when they do something they look up like that, oh thanks, all this word all over the world they look up, means there is someone which is beyond me. That much is fine, that everybody knows, that could be gyan, but everything is Bhagwan, Vasudev Sarvamiti, that is Vigyan. भगवान है, that is fine, but everything is भगवान, जो भी कुछ है, अच्छा खराब, ये पेड़ मैं, सब कुछ भगवान है। समहात्मा सुदुर्लभ, भगवान says कि that devotee is rare, and that's what he's saying here. He's rephrasing or repeating. So भगवान says जो ऐसा जानता है, that person युक्त चेतसा. Now again very important word, युक्त चेतसा. Chetasa means we can say consciousness, which is chetana. Yukt means that consciousness is always, yukt means engaged. That consciousness is always engaged in this thought that I am that Brahman. I am not separate. लेकिन हमारे साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि oh, I am separate, I can do that, this is me, and that means we are not युक्त, we are अयुक्त. और एक श्लोक भी आता है सेकंड चैप्टर में, अयुक्तस्य का भावना, अयुक्तस्य का सुखा. जो अयुक्त है, who is disengaged from that thought, that disengaged means I'm thinking I'm separate than भगवान और मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, you're disengaged. So भगवान the second chapter में एक श्लोक भी आता है, अयुक्तस्य का सुखम और अयुक्तस्य का शांति, ऐसा कि जिसको, जो अयुक्त है उसको सुख भी नहीं है और शांति भी नहीं है. Here भगवान is saying कि जो युक्त चेतस, who is constantly engaged in this thought that वासुदेव सर्वम इति, सब कुछ वासुदेव है. Oh, भगवान, वासुदेव means not कृष्ण, भगवान. That व्यक्ति प्रयाण काले मुझको जानता है, like प्रयाण काले माम च विदु. विदु means to know, to remember. प्रयाण काले means end of life. When the end of life comes, युक्त चेतसः प्रयाण काले अपि विदुः मम. विदु means to remember, to me, मुझे. That is the highest thing, right, in our life. अगर जाते समय मुझे, I mean, I remember my, वो महेंद्र भाई कार्टून कॉमिक भेजते हैं, अच्छा लगता है. मैंने, he has posted, महेंद्र भाई शाह, that the grandfather is dying, and then everybody, all the family members are around him, and we say, oh, you are all here, and I'm leaving now because almost deathbed. He said, but keep forwarding my WhatsApp messages, right, up there. That much engaged we are with the world. I mean, his comic has a message there, right? I mean, we can laugh on that, but that's true. When I'm leaving this world, I might still have the mere WhatsApp message, WhatsApp, but what about my possessions? What about my assets? Arey, you have no assets. This all sansar is impermanent. You are the only permanent thing, and that's what that thought will happen if you are yukta chetasa. A pura chapter ye bataya Bhagwan ne. That can happen, and that's the ultimate goal of the human life. So the message here is that we should not Maya, Bhagwan batayegi. So Maya is what? That the world gives me sukh or dukh. The first thing we should understand, nobody gives me sukh or dukh. Sukh or dukh are created by myself, because I associate myself with the whole world, and world is always impermanent. Nothing is permanent. So whatever I associate, the thing is going to go away from me. Even the respect I get from someone or love, that is also impermanent, because everything is impermanent. But then I am become dukhi. पहले तो मुझे बहुत respect मिलता था, and now I am not getting the respect. So world is not cause of sukh and dukh. You are the cause of sukh and dukh. That is the moh. So Bhagwan says, and that is because I have misunderstood myself. Misunderstood I is Agyan. It's a very profound statement by one of the acharyas, Dayanand ji. misunderstood I is Agyan. If we think that the whole day, I mean, like, what is that? But it is very powerful. Misunderstood, because I am actually Satchidanand, but मैं सोचता हूँ मैं संसार हूँ, मैं ये सुख दुख हूँ. That's what हमारे गाइड का एक जो डायलॉग है, ना सुख है ना दुख है, ना दिन है ना रात है, सिर्फ मैं. That's what the whole movie ends with that. So that's what Bhagwan is trying to say here, that overcome this, and you are the source of joy. Nobody, that is the Gyan. That's what Bhagwan says. Vidu. अगर simple terms में देखें तो अगर if somebody is dying or leaving, and that time the thought comes that I am Satchidanand, right? Nobody is affecting, no. Even sometimes you think, oh, I am old, that's what I am dying, or I am sick. No, this is all pre-written script. The sansar, it's going to happen. Nobody, even doctors. I know cardiologists die of the heart attack. I have a couple of neurologist friend. They get into Alzheimer and dementia. A neurologist will get. There's no guarantee, right? So that's what sansar is impermanent. There is, Bhagwan says, it's Maya. And only Yukta Chetasa Purush can realize at the time of death also. Now look at this. If we practice for the last moment, like we practice for Olympic, right? You may not win Olympic because there is tough competition, but you may win many other races local if you practice for Olympic. So if you practice for Prayana Kali तो पता नहीं किसका कब आएगा, but then I can enjoy that practice during day-to-day life. I am happy all the time. All the time, मम विदु, भगवान का ध्यान अगर हमेशा बना रहे तो क्या नुकसान है? That is the teaching. भगवान ने बता दिया है कि प्रयाण काल की तैयारी कर लेंगे तो अभी सुख रह सकते हैं. And that's where that means Gyan and Vigyan. So we'll stop here with one story. How do we do that? What is the purpose here? There was this person, he's a devotee, but he had some need of money, so he had to forcefully sell. He has a Ganeshji, which is made of gold, and a Ganeshji is Chuha, that mouse. That is also made of gold. Somebody gifted him. But now he needs money, so he said, oh, nothing can be done, I have to sell. He goes to the jeweler shop and he says, here bhai, mere ko paisa chahiye. So take this Ganeshji and Chuha, both are made of gold, and give me the money. He said, okay. So he weighed the Chuha, the mouse, and he gave, okay, this will be, say, $1,000. He said, okay. Then this guy, jeweler, weighs the Ganeshji. And he says Ganeshji is also $1,000. This guy got angry. Hey, come on, what do you talk? A Chuha is $1,000. Ganeshji is also $1,000. Ganeshji, Bhagwan. Then jeweler says, भाई साहब, आपके लिए ये भगवान होंगे, आपके लिए चूहा होगा, मेरे लिए तो दोनों सोना है, gold. And I am pricing them based on the gold, not the Ganeshji or Chuha. And that is in our Vedantic or Gita term, that is called Karana Drashti. The causal. Karana Drashti means the essence, the vision. I see the essence through my eyes, and not the Karya Drashti. Karya Drashti means name and form. So this person is seeing Ganeshji and Chuha, name and form. The jeweler is seeing the gold. So this person who is selling has a Karya Drashti, which is name and form vision. And the jeweler is seeing the Karana Drashti, the essence, the gold. That is the principle in life. That's what Jnana Vigyan is. That's what Bhagwan says in this chapter. That everything, if you see me, then you have a Karana Drashti. You have the essence, you are seeing Krishna in tree. Krishna in a person who is not with you. Person is criticizing you. I'm still seeing Krishna in that person. That is Karana Drashti. And that is Jnana Vigyan. So with that, we'll stop here and do our Dhyan. And now, see, look at that. As we maturing in the Bhagavad Gita study, जब हम ये ध्यान करते हैं, we can see the difference. Because we have better understanding of Balakrishna to Gita Krishna की जो यात्रा है. We all can, I mean, I personally experience that the ध्यान का कुछ आनंद बढ़ता चला जाता है, because we have more comprehension of the whole character of Bhagwan Krishna or his teaching. Right? So we'll do our, just dhyan. Stop the recording.